everybody, and welcome to our weekend stream. We are doing some Dragon Age Origins, or excuse me, no, Dragon Age Inquisition. We're going to pick up where we left off doing our playthrough with our Elven Inquisitor. One second. Alright, sorry about that. I had something I needed to do real quick. But we're gonna go ahead and load where we left off. I think we left off, we had just gotten Skyhold. Our swanky new pad with all the beautiful, pretty things. Well, right now it's not beautiful and pretty. Right now it's a rundown shithole, but we're gonna make it beautiful and pretty. Of course, this is our over-modded and overpowered playthrough, so everything we have is incredibly overpowered. We have all the resources that we need. Oh. This is cold. It went from being like 64 like in the morning to like 79 high during the day, and now it's dropped. It's like 50 something degrees outside. It's a little loud, isn't it? Turn that down a bit. There we go. I've been having weird stuff with my speakers recently, like sound drivers just deciding not to work, so our load times are going to be ass because of all of this. The longer we go with all of these mods, the more that it has to remember. So the more that it has to sit here and fight me. Did I click out? Yes. Cycle through here, make sure that we're not frozen. Yeah, here we go. So let's see, if I remember correctly, we had just done the scene with Iron Bull.
Oh, you
hey, Squishy!
Ding-ding-dong.
Get the mouse right out of the screen there. Oh, we've got a... Did I read this already? Yeah. And come down here and deal with the coal situation.
This thing is not a stray puppy you can make into a pet. It has no business being here.
It has every
Wouldn't you say the same of an apostate?
Inquisitor, I wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his unusual abilities.
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him.
Which is
These
incredibly
are not
powerful.
the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit,
It is a demon.
if you prefer, although the truth is somewhat more complex.
How complex?
I'm not sure how much more complexity I need, Solus.
Indeed, my dear. He may call it whatever he likes, but it is still a threat.
Now that's not true
In
at all.
fact, his nature is not so easily defined.
Speak plainly, Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
But you claim Cole looks like a young man. Is it possession?
No. He has possessed nothing and no one, and yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he wishes to help. I suggest you allow him to do so.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself.
This is important.
Where is he now?
If none of us remember him, he could be anywhere.
Focus is wrong. Damn camera.
Haven. So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape. Choking fear. Can't think from the medicine, but the cuts rack me with every heartbeat. Hot, white pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
You're feeling their pain.
It's louder this close, with
Yes.
so many of them.
A Dalish elf. Pretty much
Would you like to
forest-dwelling
go
elf.
somewhere more comfortable?
Yes, but here is where I can help. Every breath slower, like lying in a warm bath, sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone. Cracked brown pain, dry, scraping, thirsty. Here.
Elves are best.
Thank you.
It's all right. She won't remember me.
You're using your powers as a spirit to help people.
Yes? I used to think I was a ghost.
That person is sunk
didn't know.
halfway into the ground.
I made mistakes, but I made friends too. Then a Templar proved I wasn't real. I lost my friends. I lost everything. I learned how to be more like what I am. It made me different, but stronger.
Shit all over my controller.
I can feel more. I can help.
If you're willing, the Inquisition could
Of
use
course,
your help.
Vivian disproves.
Yes, helping.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay. The chat box on the screen is more for YouTube viewers who want to go back and rewatch and wonder who I'm talking to.
Hurts. Someone make it stop hurting. Make her, please.
That's the murder knife.
The healers have done all they can. It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. Help.
All right. Help him.
It's all right. I want to stay.
Oh, it takes care of that issue. So, do we go to the war room, or do we go to talk to... What's the name? That's in the Undercroft. Speak with Varric on the battlements. Cole has a very, very large hat, yes. Custom champion of Kirkwall. Alright, so... we get to customize... Well, I like to think he is. Customize how we want the champion to look. We'll make him look like my Hawk. mage was like that, if I remember correctly. Doesn't help that it's like really poor lighting. Because my Hawk was a mage, and so he was such a, quote, powerful mage that it turned his hair white prematurely.
Inquisitor, meet Hawk, the champion of Kirkwall.
Though I don't use that title much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Hawk, the Inquisitor. I figured you might have some friendly advice about Corypheus. You and I did fight him, after all.
Many ages ago. Thought we had killed him, damn it.
You've already dropped half a mountain on the bastard. I'm sure anything I can tell you pales in comparison.
Corypheus has already killed the Divine, along with countless others, and he'll kill a lot more unless we stop him.
You've already sealed the breach. That's damned impressive. I could barely get my friends to stop fighting.
Yeah.
Still, if you think I can help.
Varric said that you fought Corypheus before.
Fought and killed. The Grey Wardens were holding him, and he somehow used his connection to the Darkspawn to influence them.
Corypheus got into their heads, messed with their minds.
One of the few dwarves who shaves his beard.
If the Wardens have disappeared, they could have fallen under his control again.
If that's what happened to the Wardens, do you think we can free them?
It's possible. But we need to know more first. I've got a friend in the Wardens. He was investigating something.
My brother. I mean...
His name is Stroud.
Yeah, there's that
The
Warden.
last time we spoke, he was worried about corruption in the Warden ranks. Since then, nothing.
Corypheus would certainly qualify as corruption in the ranks. Did your friend disappear with them?
No. He told me he'd be hiding in an old smuggler's cave near Crestwood.
If you didn't know about Corypheus, what were you doing with the Wardens?
The Templars in Kirkwall were using a strange form of lyrium. It was red. I'd hoped the Wardens could tell me more about it.
Corypheus had Templars with him at Haven. They looked like they'd been exposed to the lyrium you describe.
Hopefully my friend in the Wardens
Varric.
will know more.
I appreciate the help.
I'm doing this as much for myself as for you. Corypheus is my responsibility. I thought I'd killed him before. This time, I'll make sure of it. Inquisitor.
You said you thought you killed Corypheus?
The Grey Wardens had him imprisoned. They used my father's blood in a ritual to seal Corypheus inside. But he could still reach out and influence the Warden's thoughts. He sent them after me. And I didn't just think I killed him. When the fight was done, he was dead on the ground. Maybe his tie to the Blight somehow brought him back. Or maybe it's old Tevinter magic. But he was dead. I swear it.
Where did you go after the mages rebelled?
I heard the Chantry might be sending an exalted march to Kirkwall to put down the rebellion. I hoped that leaving would save lives and force the Divine to divide her forces to come after me. As it turned out, I needn't have bothered. All the circles started rising up, and the exalted march never came.
No, I think it's an A. I'll go talk to him here in a second.
I heard you had family and friends in Kirkwall. Where are they now?
My brother's a Grey Warden. I had my friend Aveline take him as far from Orlais as possible. When all the Wardens started acting strangely, I had to keep my family safe.
Of course.
Meryl is helping elven refugees who were displaced by the war. I didn't want to take her away from that. Meryl's spent enough time fighting for her life with me.
Because I romanced Meryl in the last game.
I'd like to know more about Anders. What was he like?
I don't know if there ever was just Anders. He was crazy. By the end, there was nothing left in him except this insane need to start a war no one could win.
That's it. Varric.
I assume Varric's been feeding you information about the Inquisition? What did he say about me?
Only good things, I promise. I was a little surprised, actually. Varric isn't one for religion in general, but he thinks highly of the Inquisition. I think the exact phrase was, has a good shot at fixing Blondie's mess.
We'll talk later.
I'll meet you at Crestwood.
That is a gorgeous view. Oh, I never noticed that. There's camp. There's a camp down there by the riverside. Man, they must be cold.
We'll make good. Thank you.
Down here, out of the wind.
And how much did you need?
Alright, we ready for a funny scene? Everybody ready for a funny scene? We're about to have a funny scene. Hero Ferelden, thank you for the follow.
You're damned right I did.
You conniving little shit.
You kidnapped me. You interrogated me. What did you expect?
Hey, enough.
You're taking his side?
I said enough.
I'm about to put my foot down.
We needed someone to lead this Inquisition. First, Liliana and I searched for the hero of Ferelden, but he had vanished.
I'm actually right here.
Then we looked for Hawk, but he was gone too. We thought it all connected, but no. It was just you. You kept him from us.
The Inquisition has a leader.
Hawk would have been at the Conclave if anyone could have saved Most Holy.
Varric's not responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
I was protecting my friend.
Varric is a liar, Inquisitor. A snake. Even after the Conclave, when we needed Hawk most, Varric kept him secret.
He's with us now. We're on the same side.
We all know whose side you're on, Varric. It will never be the Inquisition's.
Attacking him now won't help us, Cassandra.
Ha! Exactly.
And you better not be keeping anything else from us.
I understand.
That epic chest hair that Varric has.
I must not think of what could have been. We have so much at stake. Go, Varric. Just go.
Before she punches you in the face again. And puts a knife through your book.
You know what I think? If Hawk had been at the temple, he'd be dead too. You people have done enough to him.
I believed him. He spun his story for me and I swallowed it. If
You know,
I
you just like
explained
the
what was
barrel-chested
happening,
dwarves.
If I just made him understand. But I didn't, did I? I didn't explain why we needed Hawk. I'm such a fool.
You would, Valkyrie.
Good thing I still like you.
I'm serious.
You think
am I.
I'm not?
I want you to know, I have no regrets. Maybe if we'd found Hawk or the hero of Ferelden, the Maker wouldn't have needed to send you. But he did. You're not what I'd pictured. But if I've learned anything, it's that I know less than nothing.
Cassandra's still bae. Well, can't go in there yet. That's fair. I will say this: I wish I had the shoulders that the shoulders of Iron Bull, because that's just. One of the things I love about Cassandra, and one of the reasons I find her such a cool character, is because she's this really tough, strong woman who kind of has this soft, sensitive side when it comes to certain things because she really loves romance novels, like smutty romance novels, and she's so ashamed for it, and it's so cute.
I've made some inquiries into the Imperial Court. The sooner we deal with the threats to the Empress, the better.
Yeah, we ain't doing that for a while.
The political situation in the Empire is dangerously unstable. It will complicate matters.
So,
everything in the Empire complicates matters. It's the Orlesian national pastime.
I mean, he's got a point.
Game if you like, Commander, but we play for the highest stakes and to the death.
The court's disapproval can be as great a threat as the Venatori. We must be vigilant to avert disaster.
Don't worry, Josephine. We'll protect the Empress no matter what.
I pray you're right. If your vision of the future comes to pass,
The black and white lace. Her normal outfit, like, that's completely modded.
All of Thedas could be lost if the Empire falls to Corypheus.
Her normal outfit is gold and brown.
Every power in Orlais will be there. It's the
Or gold and
perfect
purple,
place for
excuse
an
me.
assassin to hide.
Her normal outfit is gold and purple, and it's very garish and kind of so I modded it. In a playthrough I didn't stream it, but the first time I played through, when I modded certain like cosmetic things, I didn't like her outfit, so I replaced it, and it was like it turned the purple into like a brown leather, and all the fluff was white, like a white linen shirt, but a lot of the accent pieces were green, so it was a green, brown, and white, and it looked really cool. I just saw this one though, and I was like, no, I think I like this one a little better.
Does Celine know about the threats against her? Can we send word?
I've sent messages to the Empress, but it's impossible to know if she's received them. I'll arrange for an invitation at your discretion, Inquisitor.
Also, that's a modded outfit for, excuse me, our Knight Commander as well, because typically it's just, like, brown and, like, bronze. Like, there's not a lot of other color. If you're talking about the letter you sent me, yes, I got that. I haven't gotten a chance. I literally just got it today, so I haven't had a chance to open it and read it. I like this war table better because it's a huge fucking stump of a tree. I love it. Okay. The Empress thing? I don't think so.
Can you arrange what we discussed earlier, Ambassador?
I found the money. The Inquisition will compensate the families of those we lost.
Okay, so stop Venatori in the west. We haven't done investigate the shards yet. We need to. Or investigate the western approach. But that investigate the western approach is plot. We don't want to do that yet. Friend in Canaris. So we have this great thing called Wikipedia, so we can figure out exactly which is the best option. Okay, according to Dorian, while most Aventer Magisters are not Venatori supporters, they will also not raise a finger to prevent the Venatori from wreaking havoc in the south. There are some, however, who see the cult for what it is, and are trying to expose it. A Magister...
Are you? I suppose not. Haven was trying.
Yeah, that's an issue I have. So that's why, like, on another screen here, away from everything, I've got the Wikipedia that gives you the outcomes for all of the war table quests, and the same another page for all the sit and judgment stuff that we're going to get to here in a bit. So the idea being that I can go through and give you guys the quote-unquote best playthrough that shows off kind of a lot of the interesting stuff. Let's see. There are some, however, who see the cult for what it is and are trying to expose it. A Magister contact Canaris by the name of Mevaris Talani is attempting to introduce a law in the Imperial Senate which could see Venatori activity sharply curtailed in Tevinter. Tevinter. Dorian suggests that quiet Inquisition support of Mevaris would be beneficial and ultimately could drum up support from other magisters fearful of what Corypheus represents. So, Liliana. Tevinter is a land where secrets are weapons. Let us arm this magister against those who would oppose her vote. Versus Josephine. I have contacts in Tevinter, although not many. Still, trading a few favors could help this magister a great deal. We're gonna do Josephine.
Inquisitor.
My Lord Inquisitor, considerable as your support has been, I am saddened to report my motion died on the Senate floor, although I am hardly surprised. My fellows in the Magisterium don't enjoy the thought of having their, quote, freedom limited in any fashion. That was, however, hardly the point of the motion. It was a statement that needed to be made, and your support allowed me to make it far louder and clearer than I could have ever made it on my own. So I thank you. With any luck, this will draw support from those who feel as I do. It will also draw fire from Venatori cultists still in the shadows, but I say let them come. I will not back down in the case of such fools. I am sending along a few things which I hope will aid your efforts, and I will see what more I can drum up. Give my love to Dorian. The poor boy is such a hothouse orchid. He may be wilting in the cold. Magister Mevaris Talani. Accept report. This leads to the Tevinter resistance. I received some news from Mevaris. It seems her little resistance has drawn support, just as she hoped it would. Thing is, that support comes in the form of idealistic magisters with no real power, while the ones who might see her group as a threat are the true heavy hitters. Reading between the lines, I'd say Mevaris is in more hot water than she lets on. She's crafty, but she could use more help right about now, or the resistance might die on the vine. Up to you, but if you ask me, any enemies of the Venatori should be friends of ours. Let's see. Any one of these works. Josephine, the Inquisition is now a force to be reckoned with, even in Tevinter. Openly declare our support for the resistance. Liliana, allow me to handle this. I will eliminate one of her enemies, and the rest will believe she can strike at them with impunity. They will back off. And Cullen, send some Templars north. Disguised, of course. Real Templars. The sort that can disrupt magic. That should be all the help she needs. We're gonna do that one.
Alright.
It seems Dorian was correct. Not only do Tevinter Templars not possess the ability to disrupt magic, Tevinter Magisters are flummoxed when they encounter such abilities. There was an attack on Magister Talani's estate, but our agent, Sir Belinda Dara, reports that it was handily beaten back, and is unlikely to return anytime soon. Magister Talani sends her thanks, as well as some artifacts stripped from the attackers, and a scented handkerchief. Don't ask. Does that mean that she's trying to court me? Okay, so we got that one taken. Investigate Hunter Fell. Based on the revelation at Haven that Venatori operatives report to a darkspawn believed to be Magister Corypheus, threat assessment of possible Venatori has been reprioritized as vital. Duke Tethys Pentagast rules the Navarran city of Hunter Fell. A former military hero who prided himself on his open-minded attitude, Duke Tethys rules with the help of a secret network of old adventuring companions, and possibly lovers, as they are all rumored to be beautiful women. Information on the 5 bells of Hunter Fell is limited, but they are known to include humans from both Orlais and Ferelden, an elf, a dwarf, and even a Talvashok. Known or suspected backgrounds range from respected Mortalitasi or dragon hunter to bard, smuggler, or even apostate. We believe one of the 5 bells of Hunter Fell is a Venatori agent working to advance the agenda of Corypheus. Let's see, so Cullen has... I have friends among the Templars that might know more about this supposed apostate. Bar's reputation precedes her. Even if she wishes otherwise, it can uncover more about her. Josephine, dragon hunting is a noble sport. Usually, I should be able to find out more about this subject. Josephine. A letter to Josephine with information on the dragon hunter. Although dragons were rare until quite recently, she has slain 4. Those who have seen her fight say that seldom does one see anyone so tall as she moves so quickly, for she stands head and shoulders above both the elven member of the Bells and the smuggler, yet moves with a grace neither can match. Continue investigation. An excerpt from a Ben Hazrath information report. We still have neither race nor background information on the Venatori agent Hunter Fell. The Bells are effectively nobility in the city. Any information about them is protected. We have confirmed that the Talvashoth, whatever else she may be, is not a mage. Whether she is or was one of the Duke Tethys' lovers, she now appears to be in a relationship with the smuggler. C. Talvashoth cannot hide her reputation easily, no matter how protected she is. Let my ladies ask about her. Liliana, an Orlesian woman in Hunterfell, might have a fondness for items from home. Perhaps I can find out what she wears. Or Cullen, let me try to find out more about the mortal Atasi. We're going to go with Liliana. A letter to Liliana with information on the Orlesian. She and the elf are the 2 members of the Bells who practice magic. She has, on occasion, purchased exotic dragon-related ingredients from the Talvashoth, though it is unclear whether the Talvashoth gets items through hunting or smuggling. And then finally, identify the Venatori agent. An excerpt from a Ben Hazrath information report. All information about the 5 Bells of Hunterfell has come back as negative. The Talvashoth is not the bard, the elf is not the mortal Atasi, and the dwarf is not the smuggler. An addendum. We have learned that the Ferelden is a Venatori agent, but unless we can link her to a specific background quickly, we will lose this lead. We must remove the target immediately to stop Duke Tethys from falling prey to Venatori interests. So our options are Josephine, have Iron Bull tell the Ben Hazrath to eliminate the bard. Liliana, have the Iron Bull tell the Ben Hazrath to eliminate the smuggler. Or Cullen, have the Iron Bull tell Ben Hazrath to take down the mortal Atasi. We're going to go with Liliana again.
Inquisitor.
An excerpt from Ben Hazrath information report. The target was eliminated, and as expected, all other targets went into hiding. Duke Tethys did not locate our operatives during his search. Information the Duke found on the corpse revealed the smuggler Venatori involvement. Duke Tethys was cut off trade with the Dementor Imperium and is thoroughly investigating his city. Hunterfell is no longer subject to Venatori influence. Per his request, Operative Iron Bull will receive further intelligence reports to continue his efforts. Supplies from Saharon have been dispatched. Saharon being where the not the Venatori, the Qunari come from. Okay, the Serpent of Navarra. Inquisition agents have uncovered a potential problem in the nation of Navarra. A Deventor mage by the name of Virilius has recently been noted on the company of King Marcus, and rumors comment on how strange it is for a new advisor to be so closely heated. There is evidence to indicate Virilius is a member of the Venatori. Having the Navarran king under their sway could give the cult a great deal of power and hinder the Inquisition's ability to operate in the north. Okay. So, wait for the advisor to leave the capital, then send a force to ambush and capture him. Send an agent to eliminate the advisor as well as his supporters by any means necessary. Or Josephine, we should tell King Marcus that what his advisor truly is, convince him to see the light. We're going to do that one.
Let us begin.
Inquisitor, I will admit, when your ambassador first approached me with the claims regarding Verilius, I was unconvinced. Indeed, I did not heed the evidence, even when it was presented. It was only when one of your mages, an apostate named Sidoni, managed to drive the clouds from my mind that I finally realized the spell I had been under. Verilius had been imprisoned, and he has been imprisoned, and we will be on the lookout for further efforts by these cultists to infiltrate my nation. Navarra is most grateful. King Marcus Pentagast. Distant relation to Cassandra. Rawr. Meow. Okay. Then we have all of this shit going on in Ferelden. Let's see. Look at just... we still need to finish scouting the Storm Coast. That is DLC content. We're not going to do that until much later. We need to actually finish in the hinterlands, too. Claiming the Mage Rebellion, investigating Prospect Basin. That is also DLC. We'll do that later. And we're going to go take care of something real quick. Trying to see if there's Iron Bolt. I think we're gonna have to wait until we're gonna have to go back in because we need to do more stuff before others. We need to do more stuff so other stuff can open up. Alright. Starting at the top. Strike a bargain with the merchant princes. Inquisitor. The allied merchants of the monarchy of Antiva have inquired.
Any news on rifts beyond reach of the Inquisition?
Yes.
You guys interrupted.
That is not good.
The allied merchants of the monarchy of Antiva have inquired whether they can assist us in any fashion. They could provide us with some of the finest goods in Thedas, a powerful boost in our prestige, and spread our influence north. The merchant princes will also attempt to ensnare us in contracts so convoluted that we will be eternally tied to them. If we are interested, we must send our most skilled negotiators. Our diplomats are well respected, and I feel we can come out ahead of the bargain, if we are prepared to commit to it. Ambassador Montpellier. Josephine. I have a few chosen diplomats to handle the merchant princes. I will, of course, inspect everything we sign myself.
At your service.
A bundle of documents, at least 50 pages thick, explains the trade agreement that the Inquisition has entered into with the merchant princes of Antiva. Josephine has attached a note. Inquisitor, I am more than satisfied with the agreement we reached, even if the merchant... I am more than satisfied with the agreement we reached with the merchant princes. Here is the duplicate, of which, if you wish to review it, I would put aside 3 days and 24 candles. Ambassador Montpellier. 7 points. Hey, we got that one. Okay. Protect Clan Llewellyn. Dalin. I would not trouble you normally. You have enough on your shoulders, fighting against ancient Tevinter magistrates while representing the people. Unfortunately, the rifts that plague this land have spread chaos and fear along with them, and many seek to take advantage of it. Bandits are attacking Clan Llewellyn. The raiders are well armed and heavily armored, and they have come in numbers our hunters cannot match. We have settled in a small unclaimed valley not far from Wycombe, a safe place with few rifts, but these bandits may force us to seek out a new home. If your Inquisition can help, you might save our clan much hardship. Dareth Shirel, Keeper. Oh my god. Istimael Thorel? Istimael Thorel. Llewellyn.
Let's see what we have.
Oh shit, I didn't... Nightingale. Our operatives harassed the enemy and created enough confusion for the Dalish to withdraw safely to a more defensible area. After investigation, your suspicions were correct. These are bandits in name only. Though they wear no colors, they are mercenaries, bought and paid for by Duke Antoine of Wycombe himself. It is unclear what caused Antoine to turn on the Dalish, but he should not be trusted. In public, he fully supports the Inquisition, even pledging gold to our coffers. But he has a private agenda, currently unknown. I can continue gathering information, but suspicions in Wycombe are high after the bandits ran into trouble, and any sabotage inside the city runs a high risk of detection. Jester. Okay, well, we completed it, and the clan's not dead, so... Search for the Hack Rider. Ruffles. First off, you play a mean hand of Wicked Grace. Second, the lead you dug up for me on finding this Balinforth guy in Kirkwall is starting to show some promise. I got my editor to look around for me. She's a coterie boss, so people tell her things whether they want to or not. She's tracked down the poor sod carrying the manuscripts out of Kirkwall. This is where it gets weird. The courier is a magistrate, Lord Werner Campring. The coterie won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Maybe you could have a polite word with him for me? Varric. The search for the Hack Rider. Let's see. So we've got Josephine. I owed him a few favors in the Viscount's office. I should call one in. Magistrate's courier. He has to be involved in something else. Let's find out what. Or Cullen. I have a friend in Kirkwall Guard. She may be willing to talk to this magistrate. We're going to go with Liliana.
Let's see what we have.
Nightingale. Charming is her. Not Charming. Hammering is dead. Fully armored. Locked in an inner room in his home. A knife in his back. He knew someone was coming for him. Ironically, the scene was exactly the same as the first Hardin Hightown novel. Someone sent a professional after this magistrate. They had to leave a trail. Cooper. Hardin Hightown. Unsavory parallels. Alright, so the next one. Hardin Hightown. Unsavory parallels. Copy of Hardin Hightown since open on the table. Jevelin was waiting outside the captain's office when Donan and Brinokovic slunk out defeated. We're not getting a warrant, are we? Jevelin looked almost relieved. No, Donnan met his partner's eyes. The kid was barely 20 and looked like he'd walked straight into the Kirkwall barracks from somebody's potato farm. Taller and broader than the other guards, Jevelin slouched as if he didn't know how to fit into his own limbs, as if he thought he should be smaller. Hunched over in his brand new too large armor, he looked like a child playing at being a guard. He was too green for a murder investigation. Maybe it's for the best, Jevelin said, almost speaking Donnan's thought out loud. You're on your way out of the guard, and I'm... He trailed off, then sighed. Questioning nobles in the middle of the night wasn't covered in training. Donnan glared at the kid. I'm a city guard, and so are you, recruit. No one gets away from murder while we're on duty. Jevelin stood a little straighter. What do we do, then? Captain wants proof? Donnan smiled. We bring her proof. Liliana has written a note in the margin. Dead magistrate. Attempt to implicate Varric? Why? And in what? Let's see. Our options are Liliana. If an assassin killed the magistrate, a word to the crows might tell us who it was. They watch rivals carefully. Or Josephine. We should support the official Kirkwall Guard investigation in this murder.
Let us begin.
The letter has arrived at Skyhold, addressed to nobody. No one saw the courier who brought it. You encroach upon the domain of higher powers. You will answer to us. The letter is unsigned except for a wax seal depicting 6 crossed swords. Dun dun dun! Acquire the Arcanist. Skyhold is an incredible potential for runecrafting and mastercraft smithing, if only we had a gifted mind to gain full benefit. The war and the Venatari have claimed many experts. We have located an Arcanist, with great skill and with a reputation for humbling first enchanters in both Androstian and Imperial circles. 2 assassination attempts and at least 1 explosion have made landowners reluctant to allow her passage through their territory, It will take significant effort to bring her from Tannervale, but this Arcanist would be invaluable to the Inquisition. Cullen, a full retinue will secure her safety along the Imperial Highway. The Arcanist has been secured. Despite great cost and the concern of more than a few traditional-minded mages, she awaits a meeting with the Inquisitor in the Undercroft. Those of you who've been playing it since Dragon Age Origins would recognize the Arcanist when we go meet her. Shadows over Denerim. Inquisitor, first things first, an apology. I offered the rebel mages safe harbor in Ferelden, only to have them drive my uncle out of his own town, so I'll admit I wasn't in the best of moods when I first met you. I just wanted everyone out of Redcliffe. I didn't care who was responsible for what. Now I wish I had done otherwise. Isn't that always the way? These cultists, Venatori, I think they're called. We have them in the royal palace, or so I'm told, like rats, but with magic and nasty sneers. I don't know what they're up to, but I need to find them and drive them out. Since the Inquisition knows all about them, I'm hoping you'll help. Something, grateful, something. Wait, did you just write that? You scribes do this on purpose, don't you? King Alistair Theron. Oh, Alistair. Let's see. Liliana, I have just the agent in mind for this. Allow me to send her to Denerim to quiet down the Venatori spies. Oh, Alistair? Yeah. King Alistair, the best king. Cullen, send forces in aid in the manhunt. Not only should we help, but everyone should see us doing it. Done. Inquisitor. Well, that was bracing. A pitched battle with evil mages disguised as kitchen servants. Fireballs flying and swords flashing. It brings back old times. I won't be eating anything coming out of those kitchens for a while, let me tell you. I wonder if they were going to poison me. Nasty little cultists. Anyhow, I'm grateful for the Inquisition's help. We wouldn't have done it without you. King Alistair Theron. There's a way for you to actually do it where he will. You just, when he has a quest line where you go to meet his long-lost sister, his basically half-sister, when you take him on that quest, you have to basically sit there afterwards when he's having a conversation with you, say, well, that's the world. She wasn't gonna just, like, immediately hug you and welcome you into the family. You're gonna have to live with that. And if you're kind of mean and harden him like that, then he will take you as a mistress at the end of the game. Hunt Theronfall Readout Demon. Like, there's a way to do it. I don't ever do it, and the reason I don't do it, even with the time I was playing basically his mistress, I didn't do it because if you do that, he doesn't become the same king, because he remains kind of a hardened individual. Yeah, that's, in my opinion, the best playthrough. Inquisitor. The demon that fled Theronfall Readout left signs of its passage. It appears to be some sort of shapeshifter. Witnesses have described incidents of friends acting strangely or being in two places at once, that sort of thing. The Chargers have experience hunting demons. Say the word and we're on it. So options are Liliana, the Chargers know what they're doing, I can pass them information and send them off hunting, or Josephine, if you will place words, will have the nobility on guard for imposters, the hunt should be much easier. Bam. Inquisitor, the demon was clever enough to impersonate everyone from Seeker Pentagast to the chief, to even me at one point, but we caught it and put it down. There wasn't much left of the body after we killed the thing, but it had missives with useful information, most of them confirming what we already knew. The elder one planning to kill Celine and march an army of demons across our lay, but I'll pass them to Sister Liliana regardless. Excuse me, guys. The demon also held some items the Inquisition might find handy. I hope they help. Conscript for the Inquisition. Well, that settles it. In the face of a Darkspawn Magister who commands something that looks suspiciously like an archdemon, I defy anyone to tell me that this is no blight. We have Blackwall's treaties, we have cause. Thetis will require little persuasion. See, we've got Cullen, we need to bolster our forces, let me conscript more soldiers. Liliana, what we need is information, Grey Warden influence may loosen even the tightest lips. Or Josephine, information and conscripts are well enough, Inquisitor, but gold secures these things and more. We need more soldiers! Conscript for the Inquisition. We have our first group of recruits. I will continue to search for more. I know the tricky part. Training. Cullen. Hinterland resources, which this is just, you can send anyone out to do that.
Let us begin.
Yay! Falomire resources.
To work?
Reclaiming the Mage Rebellion. Fiona, we've got word out to everyone we could, but some cells were too remote to reach. We'll need the Inquisition to contact them. At least to let them know the Templars are gone. They are gone, right? Right? Says Sketch. Let's see. So, our options are Josephine. Rebel mages may not believe they aren't Templars. We aren't Templars. I can ask the Banon for help contacting them. Liliana, I can send a few agents with a mage from Redcliffe to persuade these cells to come in. Cullen, they're likely afraid to come out of hiding. I can send a few non-Templar soldiers to protect the mages on their way here. We'll send Liliana.
Inquisitor.
Commander, a lot of mages just showed up. I hope they're friendlies, because if they're not, we're in trouble, Captain Rylan. Gather coin. Anyone can do that. Get more money.
Inquisitor.
A memorial for Haven. Ambassador Montilier, although we have not always seen eye to eye, I believe that on this subject we will be in perfect agreement. I would like to build a monument to the site where Haven stood, as a memorial to all those who gave their lives defending the faith. Shall we work together to honor those fallen heroes, Madam Ambassador? Marquis du Relion. So, we've got Josephine, I can do some fundraising for the project, and we should send a representative for the ribbon cutting. Or Cullen, I'm sure I can get some volunteers from our ranks to help with construction. We'll do Josephine.
At your service.
Lady Montilier, please assure the Inquisitor of my deepest regards. Work on the memorial proceeded without incident, and it was unveiled to a crowd of almost 1,000. May it stand forever as a testament to the tenacity of faith in times of great trial. Marquis de Rillion. Let's see. Truth or dare, see and be seen. Madame Ambassador, words cannot express my gratitude for your gracious hospitality at Skyhold. After the events at Haven, one can hardly go anywhere in the Empire without hearing the word Inquisition. I shall be glad to have some friends to add to the wild rumors. Some facts, excuse me, not friends. I am as grieved for you to hear of the vicious slander being spread. Justinia V was the best of us. It pains me to think that others would pollute her legacy still in such a manner. I travel to Foret soon. I shall ensure my cousins know the truth of this matter. Sincerely, Comte Renald de Maurier. Now that he's been here, we should talk to the nobles he's been seen with, and let them all know. My dear Josephine, I passed along the news of de Maurier's visit to a few influential parties, and implied that he has perhaps been trying to butter both sides of his bread. I would describe the outrage of this idea provoked, but I would make the I would describe the outrage this idea provoked, but that would make this letter indecent, and your spy mistress would abscond with it. You play as beautifully as ever, my dear. I can hardly wait to see what de Maurier's next move is. Give my love to your parents. Vicomte Elodie de Moreau. I love the titles in this game. Vicomte. is just a great name, in my opinion. Power for a price. A formal document with an impeccable filigree. It is time. The Inquisition commands a small kingdom. It is time to exercise the weight of his influence. There remain uninvolved and uncommitted lords and ladies, bands and arls. Where they could not be engaged with plight or passion, they can be compelled through mercenary means. But there must be a display. Make it known that the Inquisition has weight, and the boons and the dispensations of the powerful will be open to you. Thereafter, he need not curry influence. He can simply buy it. The esteemed Ferris, the representative. Let's see. A fete of our own to display the allied and powerful? Liliana, do not display. We will show your reach by simply being where it is most beneficial. Cullen, a grand march. If we are to show weight, show the legion that you command. I like Liliana's idea. A formal document with impeccable filigree. The Inquisition is a sight to behold, a command of legions, hearts, and minds. It is worthy. Your Inquisitor is worthy, and my masters are pleased. I will bring my wares, and together we will extend your reach even further. Now you trade not just in treasures, but in will. The esteemed Ferris, the representative. Dorian's request. Now that you're in charge, there's something I thought I'd bring up. There are Venatori mages out there lurking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you, since you can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Corypheus' minions. But these particular Venatori have additional significance to myself. For one, I know them personally. I wouldn't call them friends, except that would imply I didn't want them dead, which I do. Since I have an idea of where they might be, thanks to an investigation I began before coming south, I thought we could put our heads together and track them down. At which point, they would sneer something at you and Teventer, and I would be forced to kill them, which makes everyone happy. For you for eliminating a potential threat, and me for eliminating men and women too stupid and short-sighted to be permitted. Continued breath. They should be less happy, but who cares about them? Up to you, my Lord Inquisitor. Dorian. Because Dorian is awesome. Let's see. Josephine, if there are Venatori out there, they'll show their faces. Someone has seen them. And Coin loosens lips. Let us look into this, carefully and quietly. We do not wish to alert the Venatori of our awareness of their existence. Cullen, we have former Templars, skilled in hunting mages. I can send them to follow Dorian's leads. We'll go with Liliana again, because she knows my mind. Dorian's leads were effective. The Inquisition found several locations where these Venatori could be hiding. Advanced camps, purpose unknown. If you wish to deal with these mages, I'm certain Dorian would be pleased. I'll mark the locations on your map, should you pass by any on your travels. Alright, we are almost done getting all of these things. Stop war between Navarra and Teventer. Both Teventer and Navarra are fighting against Venatori entrenched along their border. The battle showed no signs of abating until the Inquisition sent soldiers who pulled victory out of a seemingly insurmountable defeat. Both sides have attempted to claim this portion of land in the past, and both are attempting to do so again. Only the presence of our soldiers prevents them from beginning a war. We cannot allow this to happen. For the moment, each side is grateful enough to listen to our advice, and we must convince them to send their armies home. I will press on both sides. I call upon all favors to do this. Ambassador Montpellier. I fear the situation between Navarra and Teventer will deteriorate. We must be persuasive, decisive, and swift.
Let us begin.
Inquisitor, though the efforts of hundreds of negotiators, allies, and a few personal connections, Navarra and Teventer have grudgingly issued orders for their soldiers to return to their respective cities. The contested land has been split down the middle. We have averted a war today. I will add nothing more to this. Nothing more, for there is no higher reward to ask for. Proudly, Ambassador Montpellier. Yay! Okay. So, we are gonna leave the war table because we've completed all the like side quests. Quest map. World map. Okay. We're actually going to go back to the hinterlands here because we need to. One less Venatori. Favorites of the first encounter. One less Venatori. Okay. Step the first. We're basically going to do some side questing here to get rid of it. Get rid of some stuff that we need to get done. Oh. Once we take care of some side content, we can then move on to trying to like continue side content elsewhere, so we're not stuck in the hinterlands the entire time. Provided it stops loading constantly. Which again, mods always make the loading content even bigger. Oh, nice mysterious background music.
Thank you.
Why am I wearing my house gear? Apparently I'm not wearing anything. There we go. Valuables. So much stuff that I just need to throw in valuables because I'm eventually going to sell it. Jesus Christ, I forget how much shit I'm carrying around. Okay. Need to put accessories on people. Things. Lightning. Not the Ring of Doubt. And Sarah, who needs all of the accessories. Goddamn. No, actually, I need good belts of retaliation. Okay.
Come back.
You're certain?
I don't know.
Quest map. Favors for the first chapter.
Good.
And we need to actually level her up, too. And I got all this paperwork I need to take care of. Oh, I haven't unlocked that ability yet. Well, then I'll go ahead and unlock that ability. She's got all this shit.
Have commerce restored.
Ice Mage.
Many goods here if you wish to trade.
Now at least I don't look all garish and white when I'm like running around. I actually look like I'm freaking wearing a leather jacket. Long way up around here. Let's get where we're going. I almost never bring Vivian anywhere with me, so... Oh shit, that's right, I don't need to come up here. Fuck it. I should have yelled yeet as I was falling there. I have failed as a YouTuber, as a video game streamer. Here we are. Random spell book just sitting out here in the middle of the nowhere. Aw, she only slightly approved. Oh, those are shards. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna jump to Dusklight Camp. Excuse me. And change party members. Because we're about to go do something very, very silly.
Dispatch for you.
What is it?
This may be worthwhile.
We don't have enough decorative gems yet. Character bird. Iron Bull. I haven't leveled him at all. Well, he's got an amulet of power I can use. Oh shit. And I have to... He gained another point because I used... There we go. Wait, did he get more? Yeah, he did. Okay. Trust me to be able to read. Alright, there's a reason I'm bringing him with me down here. Nug! It's a little nug. Loading. There we go. Because there's a dragon!
He's taking off!
Dragon! And little dragons.
Looks like dragon territory. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Wait, hang on. What's this shit?
Make it take you.
Okay, so... My question is... There we go. Making sure I was doing that right. Man, he's burning everything. Oh, that's why. There were fucking Templars over here.
Had a run of bad luck. Red Templars. What's so important that Corypheus sent them out here?
Keep moving. More Dragonling scales. Alright, you guys ready for this? We're gonna go fight ourselves a dragon. Yeah! Ferelden Frostback. It's clipped halfway into the ground.
Would you look at that? That is magnificent!
Ow. Yeah! Where's she gonna land? Oh shit! All the fire. Let's wait for her to land. Because I can still hit her from here. You literally land for 5 seconds and then take off again. Explosion! must be Red Templars over there. She keeps hitting. Stop blowing yourself up. Ugh. Did we beat her? Yeah, we did.
Is everyone all right?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I'm alive. Really alive.
Really alive.
See the way everything lit up when it tried to fry us. Now that is a fight.
I think we
That
broke.
last burst of
Execute
flame really
Order
Hey, Crow.
66.
Magic middle? Oh, you mean magic missile. Hey, everybody leveled but me. Cassandra. Damn autocorrect. Fury. Sierra. She can go into stealth if she needs to. I think we were too powerful. We broke the scripting. Okay. Good to know everything's okay. What was wrong? There were a Red Templar up here. If you feel like talking about it. Deal. Ooh, yeah. I've got one of those. Well, it's not strangulated yet. But I do have, I can freely admit that I have got a hernia and it hurts. Broken filter. So, we broke the scripting because she's supposed to actually, when you kill the dragon, once you get her to, like, a quarter health, she's supposed to come up here where you can corner her and take her out, but we were doing so much damage it didn't matter. Yeah, well, mine is inguinal hernia, so... Bam. Alright, what else have we got to do here? We've got to open that up. I never got that landmark. Okay. One less inventory. Unless, and then shards. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to go down here to the Ocularum and look for the shards in this area. Oh, they were shipping red lyrium through this area. No, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. I picked because I picked it up and haven't had a chance to try it out. It's on GeForce Now, so I'm gonna try it through there before I download it to. Before I try downloading it to the computer. My plan is to try that out this week, because currently the plan overall for what's going to happen with the channel, is I want to do the weekly streams, which are Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll skip Tuesday because I've got something scheduled off stream on those days. But Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, I want to do like non-RPG, lighter kind of games that I can pick up and play. And then on the weekends, do the actual like heavy-duty RPGs that I can devote time to and not lose sleep. That's why we're doing Dragon Age today. So on Monday, I'm gonna see what ED looks like. Probably run through some of the. Hi, Dragonling. See if we can run through some of the tutorial content. And kind of take that as our like off weekend game, and then the long laborious games like Dragon Age, that's literally like grinding side quests and stuff like that. We'll do those on the weekend. Yeah, I know there's one there because that one's a bitch to get to. Yeah, the plan is to like play through the tutorials multiple times. It's one of the issues I run into a lot with very complex and complicated games, which is the fact that sometimes like the tutorials I forget tutorials because I'll put a game down and won't play it for a while. There we go. Ah! Shit. So I play through this, and I'm just thinking about how bruised my shins would be. Ah, come on. No, it's possible. I just did this. Ah. Sometimes you wish this was like frickin' Warframe and you can just wall jump your way up there. Got it. Alright. And fall.
So, was there ever actually someone named Red Jenny?
There was. Maybe. Doesn't matter now.
You don't ever wonder how your organization got started?
Why? It isn't like a chantry where starts matter.
That would be giving it too much credit, that's true.
I'd be careful. The one in Navarre is mean.
I'd be careful. The one in Navarre is mean. I like there are like multiple red Jennies. That just makes me laugh. Makes me giggle. I'm gonna tear them all my new clothes. Oh look, Red Templars. One problem with Fade Step, it's way too long. You always overstep where you're going. Got it. All right.
Someone had a run of bad luck.
You've already mentioned that. One of the games I was looking into wanting to stream for a while, unfortunately, just shut down. It was there was a game that was, I don't even remember I had that one. There was a game that was on Steam for a while that was called Broomstick League, and it basically looked like Rocket League meets Quidditch. More leaning on the Quidditch side, and I was really excited about that, and I actually purchased it today. But the moment I purchased it, like,
Inquisitor. Nothing to report, sir.
Like, I went to download it, and it said there are no files to download. I was like, what the hell? So I went to, like, the discussion panel to see what was going on. Apparently, something happened. The developer is not saying what, but something happened, and they had to shut down. Now, there's what might have happened, and this is something that is a definite, like, you know, this could have fucking happened. Somebody at Fox, not Fox, somebody at Warner Brothers, basically the people who own the Harry Potter license, may have found out that they were making this and thought it looked way too close to a Quidditch game, because it basically was Quidditch, and sent them a cease and desist. So that may have been what happened, but they are not saying exactly what it is on their Twitter. And they said, if you join our Discord, we're having a discussion about it. And I was just like in their entry, they were like, join our Discord, and because they were building a tournament to, like, have, like, an esports tournament. And so I was just like, I'm not going to join a Discord just to discuss the closing of your game. But I was very interested in it. I thought it looked really cool. Unfortunately.
How do you...
Oh, we also need to level up Blackwall.
Damn, the Skyhold stables.
They're quiet. I like having time to myself.
I can't imagine finding quiet time in that stench.
Okay, we need to go... First we need to hit that, and then we need to go there.
They're only horses.
They're not horses. They're dung monsters with hooves and tails.
They're not horses, they're dung monsters with hooves and tails. Well, the West Road looks a little bit more calm than it was before, to say the least. Under the protection of the Inquisition. Outlaws. still have mages camped here, apparently. Apparently I didn't loot this. But yeah, so that was a game I was looking forward to trying out on stream and wanting to play because it looked really cool. It was in early access, and so I kind of wanted to give it a little bit more of a wait until it looked like it was ready for prime time. Because, oh, we completed that one. We've done some early access games here in the past, and some of them have been fun. Some of them have been jank as hell. So it's one of those, like, I didn't want to try to start an esports game and it to be, like, really, really janky. Because we finished the Astrariums, we can now come in here. EA craziness. You mean Electronic Arts? Because they're pretty fucking crazy. They're also early access, yeah. Royal Elf Fruit. Okay, early access crazy got us stuff like FTL. Hell, it's a game that we play constantly on this channel. Is Warframe. It's not an early access, but it went through a great deal of early access changes. Well, I'm expecting something this year about the next Dragon Age. I'm expecting they're going to announce the next Dragon Age in a couple of months and set a release date for the middle part of next year. The reason I'm expecting that is because they've been hinting at least once a month that for the last 6 months that something's coming. Straight up to pointing out today that apparently there is next game is going to be in Tevinter, almost certainly. But they pointed out that there's actually a city or a town in Old Tevinter called Solus, which is the name of one of our Elven characters, which should tell you exactly, like, they're pushing for something for Dragon Age 4. I am expecting to be disappointed, to be perfectly honest. Dragon Age 4 is not going to be what I want. I will tell everyone that. Because what I want is a game more like a blend of this, Dragon Age Inquisition, Dragon Age Origins. It's exclusively offline, no multiplayer components. Modding support with the same level of storytelling as what we've had before. Now, I'm not going to get that, like, at all. That's not going to be a thing. Because I know how these games work. Now, what I am expecting. I'm expecting something along the lines of what we've got with, I'm not expecting, like, an MMO, but I am expecting... I'll light myself on fire just to kill you. I am expecting some definite, like, drop-in, drop-out multiplayer components. I'm expecting some kind of what we got with, or what we as a gaming public got with, no, not Destiny. I'm not expecting Anthem. That's a big thing. Is I think they tried that and it didn't work. What I'm expecting is something along the lines of Shadows of War, the sequel to Shadows of Mordor, where we're gonna get a single player game that's gonna lead to. Oh shit! We get a. Yeah, there he is. We're gonna get a single player game that is single player up to a point. And then the remainder of the campaign, the real ending, is going to be behind hours of multiplayer grinding. That is what I am expecting. If they're intelligent, they're not going to. The re-release of Anthem will be... We are giving everyone's money back and closing Anthem. It's not gonna happen. But it's... Yeah, I'm the same way. I want a deep story. I want, like, the full romance options. Alright. Strap in. Here, we're gonna do it. Eben's list of what he wants in Dragon Age 4. To not light myself on fire. What I want in Dragon Age 4... Yeah, I know that they said they're going to do a revamp. I'm expecting it to be a lot like what happened when Destiny 2 got its revamp. Or when Destiny got its revamp. And suddenly it was good. No, and suddenly it was playable, I should say. But no, what I'm wanting from Dragon Age 4... I want a story, a deep story, with complex characters. I want a story that reinforces the themes introduced in Dragon Age Origins, that plays to BioWare's strengths as storyteller writers and as strengths as gameplay authors. These guys have made a freaking mint. They've made a reputation on making enjoyable characters and enjoyable players, or enjoyable games, I should say. And I really want them to kind of lean in on that. I want exclusively single player with little to no multiplayer content whatsoever. I want... I don't want any new characters. No new characters to be introduced. This entire thing needs to be, like, all the party members. You can introduce new characters for, like, NPCs for quests. But, like, party members need to be made up exclusively, in my opinion, of party members that have been party members before. The problem with that is because we're getting a lot of story bloat, in my opinion. And in fact, what I would like is basically have the because it's taking place in Teventer, what I would like to have for, like, my party members going forward. Oh shit, more outlaws. Characters I would like to see as party members. Hawk, if he didn't die. Spoiler alert. There's a chance he dies in Dragon Age Origins, depending on the choices you make. Excuse me, Dragon Age Inquisition. Hawk, the Inquisitor, the hero of Ferelden. And I want the hero of Ferelden to be the main character. That's a big one. I want all of these characters to be party members. I also would like Cassandra. Or, actually, no, not Cassandra, because she's the Divine. Sorry, I'm giving away a whole bunch of spoilers. Liliana, Thom Rainier, which is a character we're gonna meet here in Inquisition here in a bit. Dorian, not Cole, Zevran, Ferris.
A Grey Warden recruiter. That sounds interesting.
It's not easy finding people willing to shoulder such a
Isabel.
responsibility.
Here I thought you poked around prisons, hunting for murderers, desperate to escape the noose.
That's what you think of wardens.
It's not such a terrible thing. Some of my best friends are murderers.
They are men and women atoning for what they've done by giving of themselves. They fight for people like you, people in silks and velvets who talk and judge.
Who's judging now?
I know your kind.
All right, guys, calm down. Scout Harding. Iron Bull can definitely make a reappearance because even though not a lot of people are huge fans of him, I am. Morgan's child. Forget his name. We're gonna run into him here in a bit. Spoilers. I want Morgan to be an NPC, like to be a character, but I don't want her to be a companion. I'd prefer to be like her to be part of your home base. What else am I thinking? Meryl, I would like for Meryl to come back, but I don't know how. There's a very real chance based on how Inquisition ends, that's, again, spoilers, I'm spoiling everything, that she might be a villain. They said as they were dying. All the magic. Oh shit, he's still alive. But I want it to be a game about finishing things. Like, I want Dragon Age 4 to be the last Dragon Age game. It's a magical tree. So magical it is floating off the ground. But yeah, I want the last Dragon Age game to be the last Dragon Age game. Like, no more. I have this thing with a lot of video games right now, which is when you've taken 3 or 4 games to tell a story, and that story isn't over, like isn't done, then you have taken too long. You have worn out your welcome. I'm the same way with television series. I'm the same way with movie series. And I say this as a person who has seen all 9 mainline Star Wars films, and enjoyed over half of them. I honestly believe that stories need to end. You need to wrap things up. Because if you don't, you get a story bloat. Yes. Like, look at The Simpsons. I mean, okay, for example. I could say Final Fantasy. The thing is, Final Fantasy is an anthology series, so really it doesn't apply. But it's one of those things where, like, in my opinion, a lot of things need to end. You need to finish. If you don't, you run into issues with... you run into issues where your story's taking so long, you're getting new people into your game, but like there's no payoff. People begin to just like, it turns into Call of Duty. It turns into like, oh, and this year we have this new game coming out. Like, if they want to do, and this is an honest thought in my opinion, if they would like to do another fantasy series after Dragon Age, like they end a Dragon Age, create a new setting, spin it off and do that. Like, here's the thing. I would have been much more receptive to Anthem if BioWare had just put a definite, like, had never made Andromeda, for one thing, ended Mass Effect, and did Dragon Age 4, and ended Dragon Age 4, and we're like, okay, now we're going to create this new property called Anthem. I would have been much more receptive to that. Like, much more. Because I think that's kind of where you need to go. In my opinion, that's kind of your best case. That's the best thing to do. Why did I take that? Okay. To me, that's like best practice. Well, I would have liked Andromeda better if they had taken more time with it.
The lone wanderer searching the world. What's he trying to find? Love? Absolution?
Try someone with a strong arm and stronger will to fight Darkspawn.
Yes, but what does that represent?
Wanting to kill more Darkspawn.
You're just like Sebastian.
But like, Andromeda would have, I in my opinion think that Andromeda would have been 340 billion times better if they had just been like, nope, it's a completely new series, has nothing to do with Mass Effect. It has a similar, maybe it has a similar aesthetic, but it's a completely new thing. Just put in the art to, because it would have been easy to just be like, no, here are these new races, like completely new races. I mean, they're kind of like the races from Mass Effect, but they need to finish Andromeda before they make sequels to it. That's my thing. It's like, great, you want to make sequels to Andromeda? You want to tell that story? Good, it needs to be told. Maybe you should finish the game you started on, though. It's still buggy as hell. Like, this is one of my other pet peeves with the gaming industry, is when you make a really buggy, crappy game, and it's one thing if you make the game and you want to patch it as you go, and you know, that's patch culture. That's kind of what we're in.
Looks like Carta. Lyrium smuggling would be profitable around here.
It's profitable and workable and almost justifiable to be able to release a game, and even if it's not necessarily, as long as it's playable, then, and you're going to patch it later, you have a roadmap for patching it, okay, that's fine. As long as you make that, as long as you warn people about that, like when this comes out, it's gonna have problems, so we're gonna try and like eventually patch it to make it work. As long as your audience is aware of that, then that's okay, in my opinion. It's not great, but it's okay. Creating a game that has tons of bugs and never fixing those bugs
be an old dwarf
is an issue.
What was it for? Trade, maybe? Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, there's a reason I brought you, Varric. And if you leave it on a semi-okay end, knowing that you were going to add DLC later but never getting a chance to, I can even say alright, like, okay with that. I don't like it, but, you know, I'll deal with it. What is wrong? Like, not best practices. Wrong, in my opinion, is creating a product, stopping support for it when you know that you needed to support it, when it was in such a state that it needed that support. And Andromeda has not, since it's been released, needed support. But it was very much like it came out, BioWare knew that it wasn't good. It was not a good enough product to stand behind. But they released it, saying, okay, we're going to slowly, like, work on this to make it better. And then that promise to where they were going to work on it to make it better never materialized. And that, in my opinion, is where you have issues. When you fall back on that part of your promise. Now, I've played Andromeda. I haven't completed it, but I've played Andromeda. I've got it downloaded on this computer right now, because it's set up, because we're going to play it on stream eventually. Once we finish the Mass Effect series, which comes after we finish the Dragon Age series. But like, I've played it. It's not bad. And here's the thing, if it wasn't called Mass Effect, and you had filed off all the serial numbers to make it not be Mass Effect, sorry, I would have loved it. But the thing is, they tried to make it a Mass Effect game. We should be secure enough for outsiders. I'm more concerned about attracting Darkspawn from the lower levels. We don't have the manpower to push them further in. Keep the product on the upper levels and barricade the bridge. Look, it's cheese wheels.
Allow me.
Oh, don't need to. Did it myself. It wasn't up to the BioWare standard, which is saying something.
Here, let me try.
Don't need you to. This game was barely up to the BioWare standard, in my opinion. When Dragon Age Inquisition came out, it was shaky. And the only way that it's, in my opinion, been such a great game since then is the efforts of modders, and the efforts of first the team to make sure it worked, and the second is the efforts of all the modders. I'm been talking way too much. Granted.
These won't be the last.
How many can we expect to encounter? Blackwall?
It's hard to say. Keep your guard up.
Fucking Darkspawn. That's a big fucking dwarf.
They've been watching our movements.
Yeah, leveled. But yeah, that's me going off on a rant about, you know, best practices in video gaming. And you can, as people who watch my show and as people who have seen me game and have seen me do stuff, you can take what you will out of it. It's not, I am by far not the best example of best practices in a lot of things. So it's take it as you will kind of stuff. But my personal thoughts are, if you start a game, fucking finish the game. Like, if you start making a game, finish it. Don't. Where did that Hurlock come from? Now, if you're playing a game and you don't like it, if you're playing a game and you're not enjoying it, I like episodic games when the price reflects it. Like, if your game is an episodic game about a specific piece, and it's gonna eventually lead to a $60 total game, and you have 6 episodes and each one is $10, like that I'm okay with. If you want me to pay for a huge long series of episodic games, but overall at the end, if I can't look at the entire series and say, okay, I'm okay with how much money I've spent on this, then there's an issue. Like what Squaresoft or Square Enix is doing with Final Fantasy right now, where they're releasing games in the Final Fantasy VII Remake in parts, rather than in parts and pieces, rather than releasing it all at once. But they're still expecting like a $60 price tag for just like the first third of the game. No, not unless you are
coming up through here. I should be able to seal it off.
Not unless, like, by paying that money, I am able to buy the rest of the content.
Let's hope that holds the Darkspawn back.
Then, like, if that's the case, if that's what's going on, then, I mean, like, if I'm getting the rest of the game by paying for that first episode, then that makes sense. But if I'm dropping $60 and I'm only entitled at that point to the first third of your game, then there's an issue. And here's the thing, Square Enix knows that people will pay that. Square Enix is well aware that people want this game so much that they're going to pay an exorbitant amount of money for it. That's capitalism. And the hilarious thing was, like, I remember for a long time,
Let's see what was worth hiding here.
Square Enix did not want to make anything, did not want anything else to do with Final Fantasy VII. Like, they made Final Fantasy VII, like, the first time. They would re-release it every once in a while when people really pushed them. Ow. But they did not want to make another Final Fantasy VII. It took a lot of fan outcry to get them to even release Advent Children. And so now that they're doing this Final Fantasy VII remake, and it's just like, this is a huge achievement for the fandom, but they're gonna make you pay out of the nose for it, because they know you will, and they hate you as a company. I never played Dirge of Cerberus. Here's the crazy thing. You guys are gonna go to town, like, hate me for this. But I never finished Final Fantasy VII. I got, like, a little over halfway through it, and then the computer I was playing it on, because I was playing it on PC, back when the PC game was, like 4 or 5 discs, the PC crashed, and I couldn't play it anymore. I'd, like, completely lost all my saves. And I had reached a point where I was playing almost exclusively console games, and so, like, the PC crashed, I lost all my saves, and I was like, I'm not feeling up to continuing this anymore, so I didn't. I think I still have the discs for that somewhere in my parents' house, but yeah, I don't know. I never finished it. I never completed the game. And the thing was, ever since Chrono Trigger in Final Fantasy III, I loved JRPGs. I thought they were like the best form of gaming, and then I just slowly kind of got away from that. And now while I still love RPGs, I prefer Western RPGs because they feel slightly more grounded. Also, I kind of hold Final Fantasy, it was 6 in Japan, 3 here in the States. I hold Final Fantasy 3 up as the perfect example of JRPGs. It was a system that had expanded enough to where it had very interesting, unique playstyles for each character, but like since 7, really, they kept adding, in my opinion, a lot of superfluous extra mechanics to these games, to a lot of games, just to make it feel different, so they could justify a new release. And they felt bloated. Final Fantasy X, like, and X-2 just felt bloated. Like, there was so much extraneous stuff in those games. Alright. I think we done every quest in this area? Yeah. See, that's just it. I'm okay with item management. I'm okay with side quests. I mean, to a point. There are certain points where, like, item management gets too ridiculous. What I'm not okay with is when you have a combat system and then you just keep bolting on extra parts to the combat system. A good example of this is Chrono Cross. Chrono Trigger had an amazing combat system. It was simple, it was elegant, it worked. And it had 4 elements, and those elements could kind of rock, paper, scissors with each other. The problem was Chrono Cross added like 6 more elements, and so suddenly you need like a spreadsheet to figure out what hits what and what does what to what, and then you have to figure out, okay, if you blend two elements together, then it does this, and sometimes you have to do that, and it's just I had enough. That being said, hey guys, we're back at Skyhold, and it's all cleaned up now, and it looks nice. Yeah, that's fair. What's up, Iron Bull?
I'd like to know more about the Kunari.
You writing a book?
What I've heard about them sounds fascinating.
What you've heard was mostly horse shit. All right. What do you want to know?
The word Kunari, is that the race or the religion?
Both. Kind of. The humans and elves who follow the Qun, are the Vidathari. The Qunari who break away from the Qun are Talvasha, deserters.
Why do you need to know?
What about Qunari who existed before the Qun?
The people we came from. They're called the Kasith.
Reasons.
But we don't use that word for the race. We came south to Thedas because the Kasith were... I don't know. We had to leave. The stories aren't clear. But I don't expect they look much like us. Whatever they are.
They look more like Sten.
How do the Qunari rule themselves?
It's pretty simple. We've got the matriarchy, the priesthood, and the military. The priesthood figures out how Qunari should live in theory. The matriarchy makes it work in practice. And the military keeps the Qunari safe from outside threats.
Does it actually work like that? Is there much infighting?
Not like you're thinking of. People disagree, yeah, but the priests are there to solve disagreements. Here in Orlais, politicking comes from people putting their own gain ahead of the gains of society. If you do that among the Qunari, the Ben Hasrath set you straight. Or kill you.
I heard there's no marriage among the Qunari.
Yeah, that's true. Qunari love our friends like anyone does, but we don't have sex with them.
Qunari don't have sex?
Oh, we definitely have sex. They're Tamasrans who pop your cork whenever you want.
Seriously?
Yes. It's not a big deal like it is here. It's like, I don't know, going to see a healer. Sometimes it's this long, involved thing. It takes all day. Leaves you walking funny. Other times you're in and out in 5 minutes. Thank you. See you next week.
I could work with that.
I know, right? No drama.
I see those faces you're making there, Valkyrie.
Fewer rituals, more making it up as you go along. Plus, you folk have redheads. Redheads.
How is everyday life different for Qunari?
Depends on your job, I guess. Some are just about the same. A baker in Val Royeaux gets up, gets dressed, and starts work. A baker in Parvolan does the same thing. They don't care about the Empire or the Qun. Mostly they worry about breaking.
Hey, how are you doing, Rosie? That's loud. Kai is yattering at you, and you're annoyed about the yarn. What is she yattering about? Is she just saying, pet me, pet me, pet me?
It can't be exactly the same. The Qunari have no personal freedoms.
How many personal freedoms do you figure that baker in Val Royeaux has? Life isn't about freedom. The baker in Parvolan wonders if she'll be given enough eggs to do her work. Will they come on time? Will the kitchen workers get her bread while it's fresh, or will they come late and blame her because it's stale? Same crap in Val Royeaux. People are just people.
What's it like growing up under the Qun?
The Tamasrans raise us in these units of kids all our own age. They're like teachers or chantry sisters. They also help figure out what jobs we should do. They had me pegged for military work early on. When they learned I could hit stuff and lie, they started training me for the Ben Hasrath.
You must have been proud.
That must have been a good day for you.
Yes, it's like being a block of stone with a sculptor working on you. One day, the last of the crap gets knocked off, and you can see your real shape. What you're supposed to be. That's a good day.
Do you ever think about what would happen if the Qunari conquered Orlais or Eldon?
Some folks, like Cassandra or Cullen, would do fine if they didn't die fighting. Those two love rules. But the mages... Vivienne's too political. Dorian's too arrogant, and Solus is just... weird. They'd all end up dead.
Just weird.
Or worse. They'd kill Cole, cause, you know, demon. And Sarah would end up with her mind broken, sweeping floors in some shop. So, to answer your question, no, I don't think about it much at all.
At least he's honest.
See you later, Paul.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Alright, what does Cassandra have to say?
Something is troubling me, Inquisitor. Leliana is receiving reports of mages becoming possessed, Templars going rogue. No one is dealing with these matters. I was hoping we might, before they get worse.
Of course.
We can certainly look into it.
I will mark these incidents on the map as I learn of them, Inquisitor. And I would be pleased to accompany you if and when you investigate.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of
influence isn't high enough yet.
Another time, perhaps.
I'll let you get back to work.
It's a Rosy Rose. No.
You'll be quick, will you?
I'm a runner. They may be running.
No need for commentary. Just do your job.
This is part of my job.
It is if I say it is. Oh, Bells, it's you. Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
The previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views. Perfectly legitimate ones if you share them, Inquisitor. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable now that the Inquisition is in Orlais. She continues to serve, just not at the fore.
What makes you ideal for this position? It's an important one.
My family has ties to several freehold militias, as well as cousins acting as officers.
Cute Kaisco.
And your qualifications?
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses, and a rare Orzuma contract with a Paragon namesake.
And your
it's a sweetie.
To be honest, Your Worship, that was my question. I am the nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the widest and most appealing resource net. But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
Yes.
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
Our capacity increases, as do our requests to suppliers. I've had to threaten some contracts. It was exhilarating.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
Someone left sliced plums on the windowsill again. The juice is attracting flies. There are spiders everywhere. The plums were right in front of me, but I can't quite recall who took them.
Herald's Rest, a place for all in service here to rest, recoup, and persevere. Through weights of the heart, remember best your saving grace, the Herald's Rest. What's up, Krim?
Inquisitor. That's got a good ring to it. We're happy to be here, Your Worship. You need anything, let me know.
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the Chargers?
I suspect Haven's quiet by now. Might be worth sending the boys back. We could recover some supplies, get an idea about the enemy's strength. We could even pick up any stragglers who haven't found Skyhold yet.
Awesome.
We'll talk later.
He's in 2 places at once. Oh, I love this.
Come, have a
I love this cutscene. Have a drink.
To killing a high dragon like warriors of legend.
I'll drink to that. That burned.
I know, right? Put some chest on your chest. That little gurgle right before it spat fire. And that roar. What I wouldn't give to roar like that. The way the ground shook when it landed. The smell of the fires burning. Tarsidathan Halsam. You know, Kunari hold dragons sacred. Well, as much as we hold anything sacred. Here, your turn.
That thing you just said. You shouted it during the fight, too. What does it mean?
Oh, Marsadathan Halsam. Closest translation would be,
I love it.
I will bring myself sexual pleasure later, while thinking about this with great respect.
You shouted that while it was breathing fire at us?
I know, right?
I'll drink to that.
Yes,
What?
The second cup's easier. Most of the nerves in your throat are dead after the first one. Atashi, the glorious ones. That's our word for them. Atashi.
Why do you think the Kunari think of dragons that way?
Well, you know how we have horns. We kind of look more dragony than most people.
Dragony.
Maybe it's that. But a few of the Ben Hasrath have this crazy old theory. See, the Tamasrans control who we mate with. They breed us for jobs like you'd breed dogs or horses. What if they mixed in some dragon a long time ago? Maybe drinking the blood, maybe magic, I don't know. But something in that dragon we killed spoke to me.
Now I feel awkward.
It's a shame we had to kill the dragon.
Damn good fight. Dragons are the embodiment of raw power. But it's all uncontrolled. Savage. So, they need to be destroyed. Taming the wild. Order out of chaos. Have another drink.
Drink! Always drink with Iron Bull.
Nice. To dragons.
Dragons!
To finding the biggest, baddest things in the world and showing them that we're badder.
Anan.
Love it. I love that sequence. It makes me laugh.
I hope I can help somehow. Maybe cleaning? Oh, Inquisitor,
It's a lot better than his Mass Effect character.
Sutherland, your worship. I saw some bandits, so I came to warn people. I'll let your warriors know and then stay out of the way.
Interesting. I'll have to find a use for you. Sarah's Cabinet of Wonder, whose it was. See, this looks like the most comfortable damn place in the entire castle right here, with the exception of my quarters. This would be a place like what Rosie would like to live in, I know for that. The same voice actor as Freddie Prinze Jr. does, what am I trying to say? Who does Iron Bull was also, oh god, what's his name? He's the Marine in Mass Effect 3, who's one of the new characters you pick up. James. He does the voice of James in Mass Effect 3. What's up, Sarah?
Hey you, I have an Inquisitor favor to ask. Just a little thing, really. A little march around for some of your people. It's nothing for you, right?
I'm listening.
Alright, let's hear what you've got.
Jump right in, huh? I like that. It's a Red Jenny thing. I got a tip that some noble stiffs are arguing over Vashel. Land squabble. They're getting little people beat up, so I need you to go to your big table and send some people to walk through town.
Just walk through?
Just walk through. Easy, right?
Alright, Sarah. I'll have someone look into it.
It's fun, right? Being important without doing a thing. Well, not much of a thing. Not everything has to be torn skies and ancient arseholes. Every little thing makes a difference somewhere.
Well, where's Cole?
doing?
Listening.
Listening.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes rough, jangling armor hurts my ears, back aching, fingers too clumsy for knots. Wind cool like Aunt Eloise's pond, lips scalded as I sip, warmth blossoms, first kiss in the barn, what was his name? Tin jangle as the blood spills, Pierre's wrapped body on the wagon to the chantry, 5 more minutes, my fault.
Can you do something for her?
Yes. It's okay. Nothing you did mattered.
She's got a seam at her neck.
What? Who are you?
They lie there, and sometimes they die, just like Pierre. You can't save them.
I don't know who you are.
Wait. That didn't work. Let me try again. You'll forget me in a minute.
Just wait and watch. See him do what he needs to do.
All of them.
What?
Like Pierre getting sick after you snuck out to Aunt Eloise's pond. You want it to be your fault, so there's a reason and it's not so frightening. But there is no reason. Pierre just got sick. The soldier was never going to live. It wasn't your fault. Better.
So you walk into their lives, make them feel better, and they just forget you?
Yes. It's better to help and then be gone. If I stay, it can be frightening.
For you or for them?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me help her. It's not how a person would do it.
You saying I'm not a person?
But it helped. That's what matters.
Which I've actually gotten that from people before, is you're not a person. When they say that, what they actually mean is you are not somebody who I think of as just a random person. There's Thren.
Thanks for my life in Haven. You're all sorts serving now. If that means change, so be it.
Oh, wow. Now there's people on both sides of the river down there. Make sure I know. I can see where everyone is. Cool. So I sit in Judgment, the Undercroft, Solus, Dorian, Liliana, Varric, Vivian, Cassandra, Cullen. Okay. Well, we're here. I'm planning on keep going until I get too tired.
The order was sent. Send men to scout the area. We need to know what's out there.
Yes, sir.
Commander, soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as well.
Now.
We set up as best we could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was. With some warning, we might have...
We were all shaken by what happened.
If Corypheus strikes again, we may not be able to withdraw. And I wouldn't want to. We must be ready. Work on Skyhold is underway. Guard rotations established. We should have everything on course within the week. We will not run from here, Inquisitor.
How many were lost?
Most of our people made it to Skyhold. It could have been worse. Morale was low, but has improved greatly since you accepted the role of Inquisitor.
Everyone has so much faith in my leadership. I hope I'm ready.
You won't have to carry the Inquisition alone, although it must feel like it. We needed a leader, and you have proven yourself.
You responded quickly to the attack on Haven. Without that, so many more would have died. I'm grateful for any help you can give.
Thank you, Inquisitor. I will do everything I can to ensure the security of our people. You have my word.
What do we got here? Buy and sell. Yay, we leveled up our influence. Upgrades for Bianca.
I don't need you, sister.
You're carrying a heavy burden for one so young.
I'll carry it back to Crestwood and kill those bandits. That's what Father would have wanted.
He'd want you to live a good life.
He's dead. You didn't know him.
Sounds like a job for the Inquisitor. I thought I had all of these. Apparently I did not have all of those. Buy the rest of those mounts.
Our mounts have never had better.
Master Dennett.
Feels good to be back at work, Inquisition. And lucky you have me. Mountain air like this, not healthy for many animals. But I'll make do with your little fortress.
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Surprisingly well. Not many could feed these people, let alone their mounts. Makes me wonder what you're capable of.
Are your wife and daughter doing well?
Elena's minding the farms. Sienna's still running her full races. Wouldn't be fair to drag them up here. I miss them. But someone has to save the world.
This is true.
Farewell.
Make her be with you.
With your heart. Exotic mounts.
Inquisition?
What's up, Blackwall?
This is just... It's something to keep their hands busy. I'm grateful you tracked me down when you did. As exciting as wandering the woodlands was, this is better. It's good to be part of something so important. Something that could change things.
I'm pleased that you feel that way.
Makes me sound like a Chantry sister, doesn't it? Some giddy new initiate. But so be it. I suppose you've earned my loyalty and girlish enthusiasm.
Aww.
You are who you choose to follow. Someone told me that once. Took me years to understand what he meant.
There's wisdom in that.
It was a chevalier who said those words to me. A powerful man, but never without honor. A true knight. We met as competitors in the Grand Tourney. He left me with that advice before we parted. put aside his own ambitions to help me win the melee. I don't think I ever thanked him.
What is this grand tourney?
You've never heard of it? The Grand Tourney of the Free Marches. It's a spectacle. Song, dance, wine, every amusement you can imagine.
Sounds fun.
But the greatest part is the contest of arms. Prove yourself in the Grand Tourney, and you can make your fortune.
How did he help you?
There were 100 men on the field, each one fighting for himself. The knight and I had forged an alliance. It was just the two of us, and we took all comers. The goal? Down as many opponents as possible. He always let me deliver the final blow.
It was generous of him.
He said I stood to gain everything, while he'd lose nothing. When it was over, he offered to mentor me, to teach me to become a chevalier like him. And I, young and stupid, turned him down flat. I just won the melee at the Grand Tourney. I didn't need him. I should have gone with him. Perhaps things could have been different.
You're here now, a Grey Warden. It worked out.
I suppose it did, didn't it? But I'm older, hopefully wiser, and I think I've chosen the right person to walk with.
And now he has magically grown his beard back.
First, a full wheel of Antivan smoked cheese, and now 3 royals worth of crushed mint.
Aww. Yes, cute.
They were right here. I remember seeing someone take them. I can't recall their face.
There's no end of it. I could store an army.
Massive fucking vault. And a whole bunch of treasure.
Bag of turnips into the fire. Ah, Maker, the smell is everywhere. I was going to use them for dinner and then... I can't recall who took them.
Lord Trifles Minutiae.
Inquisitor, you have done much, but have you the stomach for the Quizquisition?
The what?
It begins now, and there is a timer. The Kunari are a ferociously pedantic people guided by a particular philosophy. Name its author.
I'll guess the Q.
Incorrect. An unfortunate lapse into non sequitur. We will continue when I have time and the wind calls me.
What the fuck? Where the fuck am I? Okay. Remember where everything comes out at. Oh, we're back in the Great Hall. And we have our library, which is really big enough for like maybe one person. That's a huge ass book. Ooh, I missed. Did you give her all the pets, Rosie? Now we have our quarters, which, in my opinion, is one of the swankiest of swanky places here. So I don't know why there's a fucking banner of Templars right there. These are my quarters.
They have certainly spared no expense.
With this nice 4-poster bed. Closet 1, which comes with casks of wine. Fireplace. Huge freaking balcony. With an amazing view. We have our private library and private place here. Another balcony, so I can look down over the courtyard. Wardrobe. Why are you whoopsie? What were you trying to do? That looks dumb. Formal. Venture capital. Don't do that. Venture forth. Scale mill. Bright gold. Yeah, no. I have another little balcony storage area overlooking my own room. Yes, let us fast travel to the courtyard.
Fertile ground, even here. This hold has everything.
Ah, Inquisitor, you have finally come into your own. The Maker has put you on a difficult path. I pray you walk it safely.
I'll do my best to earn this.
You earned this in Haven. The Maker has chosen you to deliver us from Corypheus. You have the faith and support of everyone here. Never forget that. Now, was there anything else?
Nope.
Farewell.
Be well, Inquisitor.
There's a place I can go where it will ask me if I want to upgrade the gardens. Oh yes, you can plant seeds here as well. Who is this?
Inquisitor, Elan Vemar. Honored to represent the College of Herbalists and offer my services as apothecary. My colleague Adan was clear about the worth of your cause. I look forward to assisting him.
I look forward to working with you.
And are you? I wasn't sure what to think of you people, but recent events have put those doubts to bed. All the mundane needs of Skyhold will be well tended. If you note anything special, let me know. I'm here to serve the cause we must.
So you plant seeds to grow different plants here in Skyhold for the purposes of crafting supplies. Can't go through there yet. There's a Dawn.
Haven was a cock-up, Herald, Inquisitor. But you did right by me, and others. We'll pay you back.
It's a statue to Andraste? Bride of the Maker. I love this area because it, to me, is just like this really beautiful garden. I just wish nobody was here. Because I don't want to have to fucking deal with people. This is my garden, damn it, leave. But I do like the touch that the higher you go in the castle, the more you hear the wind. Because it's not like we're up in the mountains or anything. God, this would be like the loneliest place to be stationed. Someone has something for me. What is Liliana? Does she have the information?
Your open support for the mages likely earned you enemies. Our agents will monitor the situation. If the most opposed can be identified, we may still turn this to our advantage.
You're not planning assassinations, are you?
I was planning to unleash Josephine on them. She kills with kindness. Regardless, I applaud you for the courage to stand up for the mages.
In Redcliffe, you sacrificed yourself so that I could return here.
Of course I did. One small life in exchange for a second chance at history. I always loved a bargain.
It was still a sacrifice, and still noble.
And I would do it again.
I'll leave you to your work.
Oop, I'm up too high. Need to go down a level. Let's see. Turn in research. Oh, reminds me. Need to talk to Vivian, see if she has anything interesting
You've made
to say.
such intriguing design choices for the castle, my dear. They must be inspired.
Thank you, Vivian. I'm glad you approve.
When things have settled down a bit, I will take you to Valroyo and introduce you to my seamstress. And appearances are important. We can't have you mistaken for a commoner.
I suppose it's important to show that we're an authority to be respected.
Not just respected, my dear. Awed, feared, aspired to.
Oh,
You
man.
command an army of the faithful, outfitted by the coin of the nobility. You must be a man who the common folk aspire to be and to whom the nobility bow.
That's quite a lot for one person to pull off, don't you think?
It is a challenge all great leaders must face, Inquisitor. As the stories of the Inquisition spread, more and more people will wonder if you are the man they say you are. They will question what they've heard, but they will believe what they see. They must see someone greater than legends.
If that's your standard for me, what does the Divine have to live up to?
Andraste and the Maker cast very large shadows. The
Just a
Divine
bit.
absolutely must set the example for all Thedas. She must seem to be the embodiment of the Maker to the faithful. She needs the authority of the Maker and the charisma of Andraste. It will be no small task to fill that vacant throne.
I think they call that the Sunburst Throne? I think that's the term they use. All the crows. That is just beautiful. I love that mural. Ah! Press the button too soon. Delayed sound effect. Cullen, are you here? I guess not. I mean, if this is where he's sleeping at night, that... I would not be okay with that. I would not want to have to climb that huge fucking ladder just to go to bed. Can't jump down there. Fast travel to the throne room, even though we're technically not that far off from it. Let's go to the Undercroft. See what's there.
Inquisitor?
The Arcanist has arrived?
You should see for yourself.
That's just a weird looking device.
Hello there.
What? And look down.
Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
And everybody who played Dragon Age 1 now recognizes who this person is.
You're him, the Inquisitor. I'm Dagna. Arcanist Dagna. It's an honor, your worship. Is that it? The hand anchor mark? It's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Reach was pretty too, in a destroy everything sort of way.
I welcome you to the Inquisition and look forward to your contribution.
Me too. I've heard some impossible things. I love impossible things. Those are the best to make, well, possible. I've looked at Herod's devices. The precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking.
Is what now?
Disrespect meant to the classical trades, but you need a new perspective. I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
Almost safely.
Where does a dwarf go to study magical theory?
Get out. I asked myself that question for years. Turns out, not in Orzammar. I had to start at a circle. I had help, though. A Grey Warden, and I am forever grateful. With that sanction, I visited a half-dozen circles. The wonders I've seen. And with an objective eye, I can spot where they overlap. That's a surprise for every teacher.
Almost.
It's a grand tradition, and it works so well with new thinking.
You mentioned a Grey Warden who helped you start your studies?
Not any Grey Warden. The Grey Warden. The hero of Ferelden is a hero in Orzammar, too. It's incredible that someone like the hero of Ferelden would stop to help the little people.
Especially because he was an elf.
You gave up so much. Left your home. Was it really that amazing?
Yes. I left my home and my family, but I just knew I could be more than a smith. I wish my people weren't stuck in the past, and I regret that my father couldn't imagine another life for me. But I don't regret what I did.
Your years of study have paid off.
Sorry, guys.
Oh yes, the mages said I brought a valuable perspective. I've even presented my work to the College of Enchanters.
now there's no college. And so far as the
I didn't sleep well last night.
so you're getting my best
Which is
work,
why I slept for
Inquisitor?
like 10 hours.
Makes for great stuff.
The warden affected you in a special
Why
way.
cry?
Talk to anyone, they'll say the same. It was a dark time. There was one light. He saved us. Saved me.
All right, rein it in. You have work to do.
Right, sorry. I get carried away when I think of it. Ready when you need me.
No, we've done all that. Upgrade potions, which you've done. Equip potions. Apparently we have not equipped them on everyone yet. Jar of bees! And a regen potion. Rock armor and regen. Coal. And T1 fire. Okay. And we're good to go. Alright. Wait, why am I getting... Do I have more stuff in special shipments? Apparently. Craft armor. Craft weapons. That's impressive. Rune crafting complete. Alright. Back to the main hall. Now we're going to actually do the Sit in Judgment quest here. I think we have 2 of them, actually. I sit in my Dragon Maw throne.
Impressive, is it not? Fit for a leader, meant to show influence and the burden of it. It is where the Inquisition will sit in judgment, where you will sit in judgment.
Still more lives in my hands.
You are a beacon of law, Inquisitor, as others retreat from responsibility. But this needn't be bloody. The Inquisition's sovereignty is derived from the allies who validate it. You are both empowered and bound. Justice has many tools. If their application is clever, execution may even seem merciful by comparison.
Let us begin.
Is there anyone I should judge?
Take the throne when you're ready. We will bring him before you.
Sit in judgment. Now we have Rosie's favorite
After you return from
clipboard.
the logs, we discover this man attacking the building with a goat.
With a goat.
Chief Movran the Under feels slighted by the killing of his Avar tribesmen, who repeatedly attacked you first. What should we do with him? Where should he go?